Hey, CityCast Denver host Bree here. At the end of today's episode, I'm chatting with Andy Cameron, CEO of MultiPass, about 3 different nights out in the city. From a bass-heavy party at Temple, to a magic show, to a tour that is bringing serious late-night energy. And it's all brought to you by MultiPass, so stick around. Welcome to CityCast Denver. I'm Bree Davies, and here's what Denver's talking about. Producer Olivia Jewel Love, hi.
Hello.
And Kate McLaughlin, good morning.
Hi, everybody. Good morning.
Kate, you were at the Democratic caucus last night.
Yes, I was.
We've been dying to talk to you. Any juicy goss? Any local celeb sightings?
Okay, so this is tough because I do like democracy very much. Caucusing is like not for me. There was something very funny that it was at George Washington, and George Washington High School was also having like a playoff basketball game. And the crowd, like
in the same room?
No, but nearby enough that like crowds were mixing, and that was awesome.
Yeah, that's my alma mater.
Oh,
and
nice,
also,
dude.
I also did my dance recitals there in elementary school, so I know
a nice auditorium.
It does have a nice auditorium.
Yeah, well, caucus for me, my precinct used to be at Morey Middle School, which is like 200 feet from where I live. So I was a little irritated that it was at George, but no, it's caucus was caucusing. I don't know if this year, no counts came from actual caucus.
No.
It used to be that delegates would be based on, like, let's say that you were voting between Cher and Madonna in caucus, 2 important politicians.
Absolutely.
In a group of 10, if 8 people were into Cher and 2 people were into Madonna, they would pick the delegates to go on to assembly based on those, and that did not happen this year. So,
interesting.
Yeah, there aren't any results from caucus, any official results. That will all happen at the next level on March 14th. So
it was just a pizza party, basically?
You guys have both mentioned pizza. I saw no pizza. That, like, I don't know what
maybe
pizza
this
you
was
guys are
somewhere
talking
else.
about.
This might be fake intel. I just saw on Instagram somebody was at a caucus and there was like a shit ton of pizza.
Not my caucus. I'll tell you that much.
Maybe they ate it before you got there.
That's also very possible. I was a little late, or not late. I was right on time, which is late.
Yeah, Dems are early, so.
Are they?
Dems are early. Dems. Have you... Okay.
Tell us.
Have you seen the Saturday Night Live skit about little red glasses?
No.
Okay. Well, I'm not going to explain it to you because you and your listeners didn't do anything wrong. But if you go and watch it in your free time, that really summed up like who I saw last night.
Okay. Oh, I'm excited.
And it was great. I met really cool, interesting people, and a lot of delegates are moving on.
Fun.
I'm trying to remember my experience when I was in high school. I worked at a caucus because I was not old enough to vote in the 2016 election. And so I worked at, don't make that face.
I saw something else. I wasn't thinking about your age.
I worked at the caucus, and yeah, I don't know. I'm just trying to remember anything I took away from it. I was upset that I couldn't be a delegate. I'm main character, I guess. I'm like, why can't this be about me? But I do like bossing people around, and so that was fun for me. But
yeah, and I kind of, in those positions, Olivia, I really shrink when any like argument or conflict. Like, I'm really not built for caucus.
Okay,
I feel you.
Like,
I feel you. The energy is stressful, and the feeling, yeah, I'm with you.
And it's like, aren't we all on the same side to a certain extent? Like, don't talk to me like that. But it was fun.
Okay, let's talk Governor Polis. He's been tweeting. We know this. I mean, he's been, what do they say on there? He's been posting, I guess we should say.
Xing?
He's been Xing. Earlier this week,
playing TikTok.
He posted a paragraph, which you can do on X, unfortunately, but he said...
Yesterday, or on March 3rd at 6:31 p.m.
Okay, yes. So
bringing the receipts.
During dinner time.
He's on his little walk after dinner and was like, I have an idea.
His fart walk.
He's like, I got to type this paragraph. So he said, last week, former state senator Sonia Jaquez Lewis was sentenced sentenced to probation and community service after being convicted of 4 felonies, including attempt to influence a public official. She made a horrible mistake, and she was wrong. I hope she learns from this and can rebuild her life. As someone who has known Sonia as a friend for many years on a personal level, I was glad to hear she isn't going to prison, which is a hard place for anyone, no less a retired 68-year-old pharmacist. But it is not lost on me that she was convicted of the exact same felony charge as Tina Peters, attempting to influence a public official, and yet Tina Peters, as a nonviolent first-time offender, got a 9-year sentence. Justice in Colorado and America needs to be applied evenly. You never know when you might need to depend on the rule of law. This is the context I am using as I consider cases like this that have sentencing disparities, which is why I have extended the deadline for clemency applications through until April 3rd. I will be making decisions on these cases throughout the remainder of my governorship. Well, that was loaded. There was a lot going on here. So just real quick, he kind of laid out what Senator Jaquez Lewis was charged with. And again, she was convicted of 4 felonies, including 3 counts of forgery and this 1 count of attempting to influence a public official. Jaquez Lewis resigned actually last February during an ethics investigation into alleged mistreatment of her legislative age where she's accused, according to reporting from the Colorado Sun, of misusing staff by requiring them to, quote, perform personal tasks like gardening and bartending at her home and paying them with campaign funds. I just wanted to share that tidbit because I remember that from this story last year.
I was wondering if any of her community service was going to be mowing lawns, because I know that she really
or bartending, a mean old fashioned
to do that.
I'm like, this is just insane. Like,
the comparison of these two is really interesting to me, but I think before
tampering with election materials versus making your staff make you an old fashioned. What?
And also, I think the thing that he's comparing here is that so Marianne Goodland, our friend from Colorado Politics, reported that the then senator was also accused of fabricating a letter of support from a former aide, Anna McLean, who told Senate President James Coleman and the Ethics Committee that she did not write that letter of support. So that's sort of the public official component of this. But I think before we get into that, I'm looking at the tweet itself. It has 1.2 million views as of this recording. Olivia, you are well-versed in Polis's chosen use of the internet.
Well said.
What do you,
I speak Polis.
You speak Polis. What did you take from this declaration?
I think this is. I mean, feels like a soft launch of him. Of free Tina Peters. This feels like a soft launch of him being like, don't be surprised when I free Tina Peters. Like, that's what I'm taking face value.
It felt
obviously remains to be seen, but like that's what I took just face value reading this tweet. Like, oh man, he's like preparing everyone that like, hey, yeah, I might do that. So here's an example of my buddy who did the same exact thing and she got a light sentence. So like, you know, here's a case for this. So yeah.
Yeah, it felt like he was manufacturing consent in like the least charming way.
What?
Explain more.
Okay, so I see online a lot anytime a lot of people start posting, this is what blank country, like what women used to dress like in the 70s. And it's usually women in more free-flowing clothing than maybe what their culture permits at the time. And it's pretty clockworky, like, oh, America will be invading that country soon because it's the idea of like, we're liberating them.
Mm.
And that's like manufacturing consent. Like, you see a lot of articles about like, some people think AI is evil. I don't think so. And then it's an op-ed.
It's the setup.
Yeah. And that is that's the vibe I got from this tweet, that it was like a clunky attempt to manufacture consent. To be like, you know, you guys are Dems. You like Sonia, right?
I mean, honestly, I think based on just the reactions to, I mean, everyone was talking about this. Dems have not been happy with Polis for quite a while.
Yeah, I do wonder who he's talking to.
The reactions on this are the first, because I mean, I'm always in the comments, in the quote tweets, like seeing what happened. And that is like the thing that struck me most about this is like, I mean, there's there's hundreds of replies probably by now to this of people being like, WTF is he doing? But then there's also the Representative Lauren Boeberts who quote tweeted this, and she's like, yeah, free Tina Peters. So he's also like appealing to this other side, this right side, this, MAGA princess side maybe. And I saw right-wing pundit, conservative talk radio host Jeff Hunt, who we've had on the show before, replying and being almost incredulous, like, oh my God, is he going to do it? Is he going to free Tina Peters? And I think it's almost like the right is like, wait, what? What's going on right now? And so like everybody, because like, I mean, there's been this steady stream of the left becoming disillusioned with some of these things, like, when he was tweeting at Elon Musk being like, no, Colorado's open for business,
Yes.
we're here for you.
Yeah.
And like the series of him kind of bowing down to the Trump administration, and the left has been getting increasingly disillusioned. The right has always been disillusioned, but now some of these things, it's like, oh, what's happening? Is this going to win their favor? I don't know.
I think he spends so much time trying to win over people that don't care about him.
I can't even tell if he's trying to win over anyone.
I know that's not like deep political strategy, but it's just the vibe I get from.
I can't tell if he's trying to win over anyone besides like Elon Musk and the billionaires. Like I can't honestly tell if he really is trying to appeal to any normal people or constituents, because the kind of things he says just don't really make a lot of sense to the average person who votes, for governor.
Yeah.
But a lot of the things I see, he's trying to open Colorado to business, to big AI companies, to big business, and people like Elon Musk. And I see him, trying to make that appealing, but I just don't see it making sense to regular people who live here.
What I see in this is he's appealing to Trump. I mean, Trump has demanded Peters be released. He even issued a pardon for Peters, which has no merit because she's convicted of state crimes, not federal crimes. But
yeah, it means more when he pardons a turkey. Like, that's not how the law works. Yeah,
I'm truly.
This episode is brought to you by MultiPass. Because MultiPass was founded by event hosts for event hosts. You can sell tickets, memberships, and find local events with MultiPass. MultiPass is proudly based right here in Denver, Colorado, and deeply rooted in the local event and creative scene. That's how they knew how to create a platform that allows you to build vibrant communities. You'll see for yourself when you RSVP for your first event on MultiPass. They've got a unique community chat feature that unlocks when you say you're attending, which for attendees is awesome because then you get to meet like-minded people. And for event hosts, it helps attendees connect and engage and get the most out of your thing. They've also got revenue sharing tools built in, which automatically split ticket revenue between producers, performers, and promoters, and a promoter dashboard to boost attendance with built-in tools to add street teams and track performance. MultiPass is designed to help everyone in the event ecosystem win, not just the platform. Learn more at multipass.com. That's multipass.com.
Hi, I'm David Plotz. I'm the CEO of CityCast, a podcast network that includes this show you're listening to, and also 12 other CityCasts in 12 other cities. And each one knows their city as well as your local team knows yours. So isn't it time we connected them? Don't you want to know how they're tackling their bike lane problems and housing challenges and sidewalk dog poop crises? That's why I'm hosting a new podcast called Your City Could Be Better. Because it could be. Every week, I'll chat with a different host in our CityCast network about what their cities are doing right and wrong, the weird things they're trying, and the surprising successes, so that we can all learn how to make our cities a little bit better. Listen to Your City Could Be Better on YouTube or wherever you get your podcasts.
But so my question is, we know he's not running for anything right now. He's about to be termed out. What is Polis's next move? I mean, is this a move towards like a pick-me cabinet position with Trump? Like, what is their strategy here? And because this is it's like a thought out tweet. I'm trying to show you this is the same as this.
Yeah.
And that's why when I maybe make this move, it won't be so surprising, even though
he really tried to spell it out for everybody.
Yeah. Yeah. So I don't know. What do you guys think he's up? Like, what does he want to do next?
Optimistically, I could see that this is his way of trying to get Trump's presidency to leave Colorado alone.
Fair.
Like, if he bends the knee a little bit, but that's just not, I know a lot of communities that would say that that's not happening.
Yeah, and I think that's been part of this whole conversation with Tina Peters too, right? The fact that she has not been released and Trump's actions he's been pretty clear about this towards Colorado, have been retaliatory, like withholding disaster aid around fires, announcing plans to pull the military facility and the science labs issues.
And so I think that's like really optimistically if he's trying to like do right by the state, but I don't know.
Yeah, it's
my theory here, I kind of feel like maybe he's interested in going back to business. He's a businessman at his roots. You know, he founded a business with his dad when he was like, I don't think he was even in college yet. He's come from a lot of different businesses. But like, you know,
he came into office as a millionaire.
I know.
I mean, we should say that.
He is, you know, a think tank guy. He has come up with a lot of these different companies and stuff. And we are in an AI, you know, craziness right now. AI is happening. And I could totally see him wanting to get his hands in that and make some money. And you can't, well, I mean, you can, but ethically, can you really do that as an elected official? I don't know. So I could see him wanting to maybe get back into that side of his life. I don't know. That's just my theory.
There has to be another way to do it that isn't equating Tina Peters with Sonia. Like,
that to me also, I think also Kim couching this in the idea that justice needs to be applied evenly, to use his language. I mean, if I was a criminal justice advocate or someone who's formerly incarcerated or works with this population, I would be pissed.
Yeah, like, oh,
it's just a false equivalency.
Yes.
Yeah, well said.
And like, I mean, there are people who are in jail for much lesser crimes. And this isn't even getting into the dynamics of who do we see more incarcerated than other people demographically. I mean, it feels like such a wide net to cast, while also like really stepping into the middle of this very specific situation with Tina Peters. I do think that the idea of him wanting to go back to business is definitely interesting and something I didn't think about. But you're right, Olivia. This is always sort of where he's come from.
Yeah,
that part about him is not a surprise. We know this about him.
Do you wish that he had done this text or this tweet in like Taylor Swift lyrics? That would really.
Oh, that. I find that so, I don't know, Olivia, I love your take on this because you've really parsed through his approach here when it comes to popular culture, weaving that into his politics online. I don't find it cute. I find it annoying and weird, but it must work for someone.
I don't know. I mean, I'm pretty sure I don't think Taylor Swift would be down for Tina Peters' clemency. But so I think that would be kind of a weird thing to do. But
for Tina, karma is a cat.
Yeah, I don't think that would land. I would hope that she would maybe like bring down her team and be like, "Hey, take this down, bro."
So when it comes to providing clemency, baby, just say yes.
Oh God.
I want to look really quickly at the apples to oranges of this situation, because again, we're talking about a state senator who was convicted of fabricating a letter about herself in an ethics investigation. Tina Peters, on the other hand, I'm going to read directly from 9 News. She allowed an unauthorized man affiliated with election denier Mike Lindell, aka the MyPillow guy,
MyPillow,
to observe a software update and make copies of the hard drive using the security badge of a man who Peters said worked for her.
They're so different.
Those are so different.
They're so different.
Is like election tampering versus someone writing a letter about themselves.
Also, if we're in the business of saying like, oh, someone's old, they shouldn't go to jail because it'd be hard for them.
I didn't like that at all. I thought that was really messed up.
I'm like, that's a weird take. You can't do the time, don't do the crime.
I thought it was really messed up.
But also, there's plenty of folks that are incarcerated right now who are older than this, who are dealing with illnesses and disability and all sorts of issues that are probably not being addressed by the carceral system to begin with. And like, again, that feels like picking one particular situation and applying it.
Yeah, prison doesn't discriminate. It doesn't, like, that's so
Is this
weird.
his weird way of trying to reverse make what Sonia Jaquez Lewis did not look so bad?
I don't know.
I mean,
or the opposite.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Like,
I don't know. I did want to bring up one more thing though before we move on.
Sure.
Attorney General Phil Weiser, who is running for governor right now, really jumped on this moment.
He did.
To, kind of boost his campaign, which I thought was smart. We got a press release from his campaign this morning. Like,
oh, very good.
It's got to be in response to all of this, but it's titled Attorney General Weiser opposes clemency for convicted former clerk Tina Peters. And he just has released a statement that he's like, no, we shouldn't do this. Clemency.
He calls it a grave miscarriage of justice and dangerous for free and fair elections.
That guy is.
Yeah, and he just released a statement where he's just like, absolutely not. Very in no uncertain terms. He's like, no, we shouldn't do this. And I think that was probably a strategic move in his campaign to be like, if I was governor, this is what I would do. Mm-hmm. And like, this is what I'm saying as AG. So I just thought that was a pretty strategic thing to do right now where he's at in his campaign. And like, he's on it.
And I did see him last night.
Oh, you did?
And Jenna Griswold came in to speak to our room.
Did he have his special cup full of the unlimited Panera Sips Club?
I was in the back of the auditorium, so I didn't get a good look at this cup. But I really wish I'd seen it.
Iced tea. He gets his Colorado cup full of the unlimited iced tea from the Panera Sips Club. You heard it here first.
I just want to say one thing to what you're talking about, Olivia, before we move on. I think that he says that he opposes clemency. For the record, Polis has not said that's what he's going to do, right?
But he's really winking at it.
Yes, but we're speculating. So say that he doesn't do that and we have a new governor next year. This could be a continuing conversation. So I absolutely see why Weiser's making a statement. I'd be curious if Bennett does too, because he's the other big front runner in that race.
I thought it was a good strategy.
As of the time of taping, I don't have an email in my inbox from him yet, but we'll keep you updated.
Yeah, we'll see. Okay, we're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we're talking restaurants. Okay, we're back. We're talking about the dream restaurant that could go into the McNichols building, which is the gorgeous former Carnegie Library that sits in Civic Center Park. The city has issued a request for proposals from a restaurant that would go into the sort of the ground level. It's not the basement. It walks out to the park, the ground level of this building. Proposals are due by March 27th. However, as of the day that you hear this, March 5th, there's a pre-proposal meeting happening this morning at 10 a.m. on the site if you want to learn more about it, if you're a restaurateur. But this space, the available restaurant space, it's pretty big. It's approximately 4,607 square feet with an additional over 2,000 square feet of outdoor patio space.
Wow.
Yes. And the building itself will house the restaurant, a museum, an arts marketplace, and potentially more. I mean, it's a huge, beautiful building. Man, this is our chance to dream. Like, what would be the restaurant that we'd like to see that we could walk into from Civic Center Park? Olivia, do you have any thoughts?
God, I don't know. Don't start with me.
Okay.
Don't start with me.
Kate, do you have any thoughts?
I do. What if I didn't either?
I'd be like, well, I do.
Yeah, I guess I'll speak.
I'm not ready to start.
So here's what I think it needs, right? We need something that honors Denver's culture. We need something that suits like moving around events.
Okay.
People are walking. So, and we need something that is easy to make in bulk. and can be done quickly. So I think like Mexican street food is the only answer.
Ooh.
Like I'm
yum.
talking street corn, tacos,
elote.
delicious cold drinks.
I love this idea.
Yeah, they have some. I read their request for proposals and what they're looking for. They want a full service restaurant with lunch and dinner, as well as grab and go options, and ideally they want breakfast too, which sounds like Mexican street food could fit into all of that. And they want it to be open 7 days a week, and it sounds like they want good hours. And this is the part that I thought was interesting. They had a note on there that said, offer affordable food and beverage options for a variety of audiences. Affordable.
I wonder what that means.
Half of these Denver restaurants are out.
That's
no, I'm
just,
kidding.
well,
But
I mean, kind of like, yeah,
Kinda.
there are some restaurateurs that could put a really great thing together, but this is about bringing like all of Denver together at one spot.
It's like if I'm going to grab something and walk around the park, it better not be $40 for an entree.
That's what makes Civic Center so fun, is like it really mixes the whole town together. And
I'm actually surprised, like what do they call them now? Food halls. I was going to call it a food court because I'm from the 80s, but
just call it that, dude. Who cares?
I mean, I think that would be awesome to have multiple options, but I have to say I took this opportunity to dream about my restaurants of yore that have disappeared that I think would be perfect here.
I like that. Okay.
So the two that I came up with, one is Racine's. It was the place in Denver that you could get a sandwich, a burrito, a salad, a steak. Like you could literally get, it was like not an upscale, but it was like a little bit nicer version of a diner. They served breakfast, lunch, and dinner. It was very well known as a queer space. So that to me is where the Denver culture part of it would come in. Lee Goodfriend, who's one of the owners of Racine's, is still around, Lee. And I know if you're listening.
What a fab last name.
I know, Lee Goodfriend. Isn't that amazing? She's long retired, but I thought there would be a cool way to modernize and update the Racine's menu for something that's like more like the take it, grab and
more
go,
large scale.
or the sit down.
Yeah,
absolutely, because they offered so many different types of things. And I know that there are old servers and cooks out there from Racine's that I would love to see bring it back. Because again, it just had a really wide appeal. That was one of the really cool parts about Racine's, was like you'd see when I was in journalism school, I've talked about this, they would tell you to get a job there because politicians came in, newscasters came in.
That's so smart.
Like it was the place where you could meet people, but also I had my high school graduation dinner there. You'd see people celebrating birthdays. Like it's one of those like kind of one size fits all restaurants.
Totally.
And the patio, they used to have a killer patio. This would be like,
this space has a huge patio,
bring
2,000
back the
square
Racine's
feet.
patio. Oh, I would love it. And then the other one I thought of is, I don't know if you guys, I think this is before your time too, Olivia, but Kate, did you ever go to the market on Larimer? Okay, so it was more of a deli service style counter.
Yeah, I have some friends that really miss it, but I've never been.
So they served, you could it was like pick and choose, make your own thing. And so my favorite meal was a slice of spring fling cake, macaroni salad, and Jordan almonds. So like...
well-rounded meal.
That sounds about right for when that restaurant was around and what you would consider a meal. Yeah.
It's so I mean, they were kind of one of those like quote European style coffee shops too before that was a thing. Kind of thing. So I think I would love to see that come back, but also expanded into more to sit down service because it was always counter service. So that was another one I thought of. And there's still, again, there's several bakeries. Eternal Flavors is one of them. Lala's. They still make the cakes from the market.
That's awesome. Okay.
I know these folks are still around.
So you can still get a spring fling cake.
Oh, 100%.
Nice.
It's so good. But I do like the idea of Mexican food when we talk about culture in Denver and sort of a universal. This is a universal menu item on a lot of restaurant menus is our style Mexican food. And I think that's also a really great idea.
It just sounds good, doesn't it?
It sounds so good.
Yeah, that sounds really good. My pick, I don't know why. I got shy at the beginning. But my pick, I can't stop talking about this place, but I feel like Mac Fam would do really, really well here.
That'd be really tasty. God, they're really good.
Because Mac Fam, it's in that little spot. Having a huge Mac Fam would be amazing.
Yeah.
Also, like you know, their model right now is you already like go up to the counter and order. If they had it like, because like right now you go up to the counter and order and then you sit down and they bring you your food. But like in the park, like if you like go up to the counter and order and then you could take it away and like walk around the park, or you could sit down, and like their food is just so good. And they also like have a lot of rotating items and drinks and stuff. And like if I just feel like they could do so much with that space and with, you know, just the influx of people in the park. I just feel like there would be so many cool options for them to try.
Yeah, they make a really good menu.
Yeah, they do.
Their menu is great. And they also do brunch now.
Oh.
So then like if they want to do, on the weekends, I think. And if they want to do the breakfast option, I don't know. I just feel like this could be I love Mac Fam. So like, I'm obviously like looking for more opportunities to eat it. But I just feel like this would be like a really cool place for it to be.
I love, like, as much as I want a throwback, I love this idea of bringing something forward that's part of this, like, the latest version of Denver that becomes a tradition or that becomes a legacy or that becomes, you know, something that makes it the staple that says like, hey, I love going to Denver because this restaurant Mac Fam, you can walk up to it in the park. The menu's always changing, but it's like all like I love that idea of making a new favorite, a new tradition, which, you know.
Like I loved when Dana Rodriguez took over the menu for Casa Bonita. I thought that was such a good fit of like.
That would be a fun. We talked about this.
We've talked about this all the
Casa
time.
Bonita outposts, but this would be kind of a fun one to do.
That'd be really, oh my God, that'd be so smart.
That would be insane. That would go crazy in there.
Well, if White Fence Farms was still around, I'd say they should get in the running, but RIP.
Can I tell you guys,
chicken.
my immediate like gut reaction when I heard this of restaurant in a park? I was like, I want it to be the Taco Bell Cantina, the ones that serve the like boozy Baja Blast.
Yes.
I was like, immediately Taco Bell Cantina. I want the Taco Bell Cantina to like have the boozy Baja Blast, and that was just like gut reaction what I wanted.
Yeah, I'm assuming there's a liquor license here.
Yes, there is one available.
Okay.
When I was reading it.
And I'd be curious if they expand the sort of open container stuff that they're trying out downtown and around Mission Ballroom.
I want to carry my boozy Baja Blast around.
Yeah, I mean,
God, I'm sorry.
because they do those like stargazing at Civic Center Park every month.
Cute.
Fireworks, like the lighting of the city and county building during Christmas. Like there's all these ways that incorporating a food tradition into it would just like make it perfect.
It'd be so fun.
Yeah.
I love it. And also, I will just say that building, you guys, was closed for my entire life until 10 years ago.
That
like
is
you couldn't even go into it.
So wild.
The restaurant is scheduled to open when the construction is wrapping up. So like
never.
Summer or fall 2027.
Okay.
So next summer, we're going to Taco Bell Cantina. God.
I love this. And I would also just request a kid menu and or just a small portion menu. So you don't have to be a kid to order from it, but something that's like
the value menu at Taco Bell. I'm sorry. I can't get it out of my head. I think it's
a good idea though.
It's a cheap option.
I'd love a breakfast burrito that I can walk out with. I'd love,
Taco Bell breakfast.
Something small that my kid can eat that's not going to cost me $12, you know?
Yeah.
Cheesy roll up.
Well, just like snacks. Just snack size stuff. It's
snacks.
And also thinking about Mac Fam expanding to snacks, like we haven't seen them do that yet. So it would be super fun to see what they come up with.
I think it's really in their wheelhouse, though. It's so tasty over there.
Yeah, they've got like scallion pancakes. Get some like little thing of crab rangoons. Just like walk around the park with.
I love their fried rice with corned beef. Like I would just eat that out of a to-go container.
That sounds so good.
Oh, it's so good.
Please, if you're listening, make it happen.
Yeah. Throw us a bone over here.
Please, I need it.
Well, if you're listening, you're a restaurateur, or maybe you're just someone who has big ideas about what you want to see in Civic Center Park, which I know we all think about food all the time. I know that there's...
If you love to dream.
If you love to dream about food like we do, give us a call on the Civic Center Culinary Dreams Hotline, 720-500-5418. Let us know what your dream restaurant would be to go into Civic Center, and maybe we could see it become a reality. You never know. Kate, Olivia, thank you so much. This was really fun.
Yeah, what a treat. I love seeing you guys.
Thank you.
And Tina Peters didn't do anything wrong. And I'm just going to leave you guys with that.
cutting it out.
The opinions expressed by our guests are not.
Like,
Just kidding.
legally, I cannot.
Anyway, that's my sign off. Bye, guys.
And listener, don't go anywhere. In just a second, we've got a segment sponsored by MultiPass. I'm chatting with CEO Andy Cameron about events you should put on your calendar. Hey, Bree here with Andy Cameron, CEO of MultiPass, and we're going to talk about some fun events happening around Denver. Hi, Andy.
Hey, Bree.
Okay, first event. Debbie Check is performing at Temple. If I'm walking into this night, I have no idea what I'm about to experience. What am I stepping into?
Yeah, if you're walking in a temple on March 5th, not knowing really what to expect, you're really stepping into a full, sensory experience. Temple isn't just like a nightclub. It's really immersive. A lot of sound, high ceilings, visuals everywhere. And Debbie Check, really brings like this really kind of confident, high energy DJ presence. So the room just really feels alive and almost immediately you're kind of easing in the night. You're being pulled straight into it. And it's a dance forward crowd, a lot of great production at Temple. And, it's where you kind of look around and realize, everyone's just kind of locked in, to the same rhythm.
Cool. Yeah, Temple's a great space. This sounds like an awesome event. Okay, we got to talk about Strangers and Friends, which is a magic show. What actually happens at this show? Like, are folks sitting quietly and watching tricks, or is this more like interactive?
Yeah, so this is actually hosted by Max Davison, and you're definitely not sitting quietly in your seat. I actually had the pleasure of seeing this a few weeks back, and it was absolutely incredible. So Max is actually like more of like a mentalist and a very interactive performer. So you're really going to be part of the experience, not just, watching it happen. He used like a lot of like psychological illusions and mind reading style effects. We might guess someone's like, phone password, tapping your thoughts, read reactions, use storytelling, all that fun stuff. So the show is really designed to be engaging and participatory, where everyone is just, sharing the moment together. And he's got a few upcoming shows. So one on, I think he's got 2 available on March 6th, and then some on April 10th as well.
Awesome. Okay, so this is not like pulling a rabbit out of a hat. This is like mind freak stuff. I'm into it. I love it. Okay, so last, we have the After Love Tour, which sounds like a whole mood. What kind of night should I expect from this one?
Yeah, so you're right. So March 13th is going to be a whole mood, but not, in the club DJ sense. So Rudy Wade, Jay Benz, and Gone Dark are all kind of genre blending artists, pulling from alternative, hip hop, pop, and even like kind of like darker pop sounds as well. So Rudy Wade is really kind of more like emotional, hook driven. Jay Benz is more raw, very lyrically focused as well. And Gone Dark leans more into the dark pop scene. So they aren't just, there to dance, for a few minutes. You're really just going to feel the music. And like I mentioned, it's on March 13th.
Awesome. What a great variety of events for the month. I'm so excited. Andy, thanks again for being here.
Thanks, Bree.
Again, you can check out multipass.com to learn more. We'll have a link for you in our show notes as well, so you're just a click away. Thanks for listening. That's all for today here on CityCast Denver. If you enjoyed this show, why not take a minute to tell Tina Peters about us? Rate the show wherever you get your podcasts, follow us on Instagram and TikTok, and subscribe to our morning newsletter at denver.citycast.fm. We'll be back tomorrow morning with more news from around the city. Bye-bye.